Y'all already know what it is, and what it always is going to be. Now, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know how we doing. Let us know if you rocking with it or not. Take the little time, put us up there where we need to be. Hit that like button for me a few times and let everybody know that Bet the House podcast and Big Smash got something to say. Now, tonight's episode is something that I continue to see. And it kind of, I don't know. Me as a child, I always had respect for my elders in a certain sense. Like, I knew my mom was my mom. I knew my dad was my dad. I knew my granny was my granny. They didn't play. And I think, that bothers me in a sense because when you know your parents don't play, when you know your family don't play, you tend not to test those waters. And I think that's what's missing in this day of age. When I look at Benzino and Corley Ray, I think about, first of all, they're both wrong. First, this is your father, okay? He's your father. Regardless if y'all get along all the time or not, he's still your father. Second, you are supposed to build your children up to be better than you. Corley Ray is having a better career so far than Benzino ever had on the rap side. But this is what he should be pushing her to be, better than him. This is why she may have got in the game to succeed, to success. So it bothers me that you are a grown-ass man jealous of your own child. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't sit right with me. It's like, this is what you're raising. You're raising her to be great. So, in other words, you're telling her to be great, just not better than you. And to me, that's a problem in itself because you want to have your legacy. You want to leave this earth with something that says, you know what? I did that. I made that. That comes from me. That's my creation. She is doing her thing. And I think her success is kind of hurting his pride a little bit because he didn't expect her to be better than him. But technically, she is, because Benzino sucked as a rapper. He was a great businessman and all this, but he sucked as a rapper. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's not even sugarcoat. He sucked. I mean, and honestly, if we gonna keep it a buck, she sucks too. But she is more of this generation, which fits her. So, yeah, I don't know about being jealous about your kid. I think that's an issue. At the end of the day, you are still the father. You are supposed to set examples, and arguing back and forth on social media with her is not a good look. You're letting people into your family dynamic. And I got to be honest with you, a lot of us don't really even care. We just find y'all for entertainment, and this is what y'all are giving us. I think back to Master P and Lil Romeo when they went at it. I just thought, like, um, your dad made you a whole lot of money. Uh, there's no way y'all should be this grown doing this. Like, we're not laughing with you, we're laughing at you. So it's like, take this down, get off of social media, pick up the phone, go pull up on your dad. One of the most amazing things about me is I think I got a second chance to make right with my dad. Now, my dad got married. Um, I did not like his wife. For the 4 years that I was around my dad by himself, just him, not without my mom, not with my mom, uh, it was hell. And at 14, I got enough. I had enough of it. I felt like, yeah, this is not for me. And I started running away, started hanging with the wrong crowd, started getting into things, and I ended up getting locked up due to my dad's wife. Back then you were considered a runaway if you didn't come home and you were a minor. So she kept calling the police on me. and I kept running away. And after I got locked up for 90 days, I left my dad and I never looked back. I didn't want to talk to that man. I didn't want to speak to him. I didn't want to be around him. I wouldn't reach out. It was like for the longest years of my life, because I think I would talk to him again when I turned 18. And the only reason at that time that I felt like we were here now is because he had a stroke. And, I was panicking because I thought, he was going to leave this earth with a grudge. And meaning I was going to leave this earth with a grudge. He was going to leave this earth with me having a grudge towards him. And luckily it wasn't in the cards. It was, all right, he had a stroke. We had time to talk. And I don't even think a lot of words were said, but we had time to talk. And to this day, our relationship is still kind of in and out, but it's more in than out because I understood his parenting skills. Did I necessarily agree with it? No, but I understood it, because how can I expect someone to show me love when they don't necessarily know what love was? And I think that was my dad's biggest issue. He didn't know what love was. And I think that's what Benzino's issue is with her, is that he doesn't know what love is. He only knows pride and selfishness. And to me, that is the downfall. Like, I feel like I get it. Your kids are not supposed to be your friends. Your kids are not supposed to, hang around and pick up every bad habit that you put down. You're supposed to lay the law down. Your goal is for your kids to be better than you and do things better than you on a grander scale than you, because at the end of the day, you can't do it all. I get it. I just read another story about a kid and a father getting into a fist fight, and the father shooting and killing the kid at six times, point blank range. That bothers me too, because how can you put bullets in your own kid? Like, how? Why? What possessed you to hate your kid so much that you put 6 bullet holes in him? Now, putting 6 bullet holes in your kid is crazy when you could easily just step up and use these. I never understood that. Like, I don't see myself getting that angry at any of my children and wanting to do harm to them. Now, I will disown my kids. I've said that before, and I made a joke about it, but I was actually serious. Like, if I ever felt like my kids were ever to raise up to me, or ever felt like they wanted to put their hands on me, yeah, I no longer look at you as a child. I look at you as a grown man or a grown woman who obviously now we are in a situation where we can't have that father child dynamic anymore, because you have already elevated yourself up to the big leagues. And now you feel like, yeah, I'm going to put my hands on my dad anytime I want to. Well, some parents will allow that. Marvin Gaye did, he didn't allow that. So these are the kind of things that parents should take in heed before they have kids. If you know your patience level is not there, don't have no kids. I seen this lady at my kid's school the other day, and she was telling the little boy, come on, it's time for us to go. It's time for us to go. And the little boy looked at her and said, bitch, I'll leave when I'm ready to leave. Now, mind you, look at me, my face, I'm shocked, because this kid couldn't have been no more than 7, 8 years old. And you know what's crazy? She sat down. She sat down and waited for him to get done. Talking to your kids like that is crazy. No, letting your kids talk to you like that is crazy. So I'm thinking, I'm about ready to take off my belt and hand it to her, thinking she finna give Buddy the business. She went over there and sat down and chilled and waited till he was done. And all I could think about is, are you crazy? Because ain't no way. Ain't no way, Chief. Like, ain't no way. You're not finna do that. Not to me. Not to me. No way. No how. I'm not going. Not at gunpoint. I'm not going. So, yeah, that bothered me. That bothered me in a sense, and it kind of pissed me off at the same time. So, I know for a fact that having that dynamic with your parents is everything. Because listen, parenting goes so quick, you don't even know what to expect. And I think Benzino needs to sit down with his daughter and they need to have a talk off of social media. Because at the end of the day, we're just laughing. Whether we laughing with you, whether we laughing at you, whether we laughing about you, we're just laughing. There are certain things that are said publicly that you can't go back and take. You can't change what was said and you can't take it back. It's there. You know, the internet never forgives, it never forgets. It's always there. So I think personally, they should sit down and have that talk because there might be some hurt going on in both of them, and neither one of them wants to fully hear each other out and help each other heal. And I think, you know, that is the scariest part about it. Like, parents and children should be trying to help each other. It should never be against each other, especially in public. Like, I think I said it before, like my kids raised up to me, they might as well get ready to go to the backyard, find a plot, and tell me, hey, dad, this is where I want to be, because that's exactly where they're going to be. And I get it, you know, not figuratively, but metaphorically. uh you raise up at me, you are no longer a child. And I think that's what he's trying to do, but he's doing it in the public way. He's doing it in the public light, and it's not really factoring in that this is still your baby girl. This is still your child. A lot of these dudes be out here treating their kids like trash. A lot of these dudes and women be out here treating their spouses better than they do their kids. And that's what bothers me. Like, these are your children. You know what I'm saying? If you're married, that's a different story. But if this somebody you're just messing with and you're putting him before your child or you're putting her before your child, that's scary. That's scary. So yeah, I really think he needs to sit down. Benzino's a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? Let that little girl have her fun, you know, and if she's making mistakes, you should be there to guide her, not shun her in public, not call out Busta Rhymes, not, you know what I'm saying, blame everything and everybody else. She said it best. You're jealous of her career because she's bigger than you musically, and like I said, let's be honest, Benzino's trash. She's trash too, but she's on a different scale. She's on a different scale. Like, I can't remember one memorable Benzino verse, let alone song. He's had a couple mediocre songs out here single wise, but looking back on it, we like, yo, this is trash. Like, he's never had a no more parties in him. You know what I'm saying? He's never had that in him. So I think that's what he's mad about, that he's never had that big chart topping single. So yeah, I think you need to get off social media and talk to your daughter. And that's just plain and simple. Get off the transmissions and talk to your daughter. That's it. That's all. Y'all already know what it is. I'm out.